Good morning from beautiful northern Wyoming. I'm going to do another training flight with my new prairie Falcon Cosmo. I had been kind of discouraged about her slow progress, her slow response, coming to the lure. So I had her in the creans a lot longer than I normally would. I've had other eyes birds that were never even on a creans. They were coming to the lure when they were young enough they couldn't even fly. And I attributed it to her just being too fat. And but it always kind of bugged me a little bit. And then I started seeing lime green mutes, and so I first thought, lack of appetite, lime green mutes is asper. But luckily she's a prairie falcon, and prairie falcons, though theoretically could get asper, pretty much never do. So I started looking for other things, and lo and behold, I figured out she had frouts. And I had fed her some pigeons, not many, just a few, but there was some exposure. So she got that, and so I dosed her with Spar Tricks, actually 2 days in a row. And it cleared it up really quick, as it always does. It's a pretty easy disease to cure. But her appetite came back with a vengeance. So she was only on the creans one more day, and wouldn't even need her to do that. I just want to make sure. She also got a little vocal at that time, too, because she got a raging appetite all of a sudden. Not too bad, though. And so she's flown free, let's see, 2 times now. Yesterday I let her catch a pigeon on a string, eat a real small young one. She was real aggressive on that, did well. And the first day I just called her to the lure, just like a creans flight. So nothing real spectacular. But today I brought some unhindered pigeons with me, and I'm gonna let her chase some and see what she does. So it should be fun. Well, turn in here and find a good spot and have at it. Give her a chance to look around for a minute. And she's never left from the fist. She's always started from a different perch. So those would be new for her. Let's see if she'll... I brought 4 pigeons with me, because I thought she might not. Turn around here, girl. I think I'm gonna need to put a little weight on her. Okay, let's go. She might not chase him at all. Being her first time. Just kind of cruising around, which is okay. It's the most flying she's done in her whole life. Hey. You might need to kill another one on a longer line. Yeah, let's forget the pigeons. Once that pigeon flies away, I'll pull out the lure and call her in. Well, she might chase it if it sits there long enough. Yeah, this is all very new to her, flying around. She's just come straight distance to me, to the lure, when she's flown before. Hey! It's also always been in a road because the cranes get snagged on grass and stuff, so always something new. Hey! I was thinking about bumping her weight up a little bit. Maybe I won't. She's very interested and going to come, but I would have liked to have seen her a little more quickly. Hey! There you go, good girl. And not surprisingly, she's a bit of a mantler. I invented a saying years ago. Merlins love to carry, prairies love to mantle, peregrines love to scream, and jurors love to die. Still just using a coil on a string as a lure. I'll be able to transition to my regular lure here pretty quick though, no problem. I never have liked tying meat on lures. Just logistically problematic. Meat comes off, gets dirty, lands wrong side down. Yeah, there's ways to mitigate all that, but none of it's necessary. Just call them to a carcass, do that for a week or two at most, and then just call them to a lure. Never need to tie nothing on it. It definitely eats a lot faster than she used to. That Frouts was really monkeying with her appetite. The clue that got me thinking about Frouts was she didn't want her to do that. She was acting like she was trying to cast during the day when she wasn't casting. She would shake her head, you know, and spit up a little saliva. And she would do that frequently after I hooded her too, so I could tell there was something wrong in there. Yeah, I can tell I'm gonna have to be a little more careful how I hold the food in my glove so she can't get pieces loose. Don't really want her sitting backwards, obviously, but at this point, the more you dick with them, the worse they get. Here, this will turn her around. There we go. Sit proper. Like a respectable young lady. She still doesn't like swallowing longer feathers. Wow, her appetite's even more so. More than even yesterday. I did, on close inspection, could see a little bit of yellow in the back of her throat, but I'm told with Frouts and raptors, you frequently don't see anything in the throat. That's frequently lower down. Where in pigeons, you can always see right in their throat some canker. Okay, good girl. Okay, well, I'll let my dogs run a little bit. Head home. Oh, that was a pretty good session. I brought the pigeons along, thinking there's a chance she might chase them. Figured good chance she probably wouldn't. And she didn't really, which wasn't surprising. It's the first time she's really ever flying more than just a short straight line to me. And she was trying to figure out, how to turn and all that kind of stuff because she's never done it. She's behind on learning that than I would like to have been. The Frouts is a big part of it. The way I raised her with my old bird slowed it up a little bit. But had I noticed the Frout, or had she not got it, or if I noticed it sooner, we'd be at least a week, maybe 2 weeks ahead of where we are now. So, but I'm glad I figured it out when I did. I got it cured. And she's flying pretty good. We'll just continue like this. I'll let her kill another pigeon on a line, which will help her aggression toward pigeons, and just being in the field a few more days where she's flying and not just 100% of her focus on flying, turning, staying in the air and that kind of stuff, the controls, so she can focus on other things like chasing pigeons. So we'll develop from here, and about a month away duck season opens and we'll get started on that. And we should have plenty of time. Normally with my Isis that are on schedule, also she's 3 weeks late just being hatched. They delayed nesting this year. Everything was real late. So she started off 3 weeks late just being hatched. And she's pushing 2 weeks later than I would normally have her at this point in the field. But normally I've got birds ready for game before the season's open. Even here where the season's open pretty early, I kind of imagine how guys in Texas with the seasons don't open till quite a bit later deal with it. But so it's not a big deal. She should hit just right on, be ready for it right about the time the seasons are open. So it should all work really quite nicely. But as always, thank you for watching.